Hello everyone, welcome to Skill Streams. In today's video, we will learn about Python function arguments. So let's get started. In Python, there are 5 types of formal arguments. Before I move to the explanation on each type, let's first see what is actual and formal parameters. So as you can see on the screen, I have a function add. In function definition, I have passed two variables a and b. So when I am passing variables, this becomes formal arguments or parameters. When I am actually passing the values while calling a function, so that is nothing but actual arguments, or you can say parameters. So formal parameters are used in function definition. Actual arguments or parameters are used in function call. As the name only indicates actual arguments, so while calling a function, I am giving actual values. So now we will see the first one, default argument values. So in this type of formal argument, we give default value. So in this I have a function greet, I have a argument that is a formal argument, but in the function definition I am giving default value to name parameter. Now if I am just writing down the name of a function, I am calling a function with the name and I am not passing anything, so by default it will display hello guest. Okay, if I am passing actual value, this actual value will override this guest value and it will print hello Alice. Okay, so this is default argument values, in which I am giving default value. This is nothing but a default value to formal argument. The next one is keyword arguments. Okay, so in this you can see I have a function display info with 3 formal arguments, right? So now what is the meaning of this keyword argument? When I am calling a function, I need to use the name of the parameters. That is what keyword arguments are. So the advantage of this type of keyword arguments is we don't have to worry about the sequence, right? The sequence in the sense, now here we have college name and age. I can change the sequence of this while I am calling a function age, name and college. Both the statements will give me the output. So in this I don't have to worry about the position of each argument. It can be random. I don't have to worry about the position. I don't have to worry about the sequence. I can give the sequence in any order. Suppose if I am writing display underscore info name equal to Bob, age equal to and college equal to, then also we will get the output. So the order of argument does not matter in keyword arguments. Okay, so the next one is required arguments. As the name only indicates, the arguments which we are passing, which we are using in a function definition are required. Required in the sense, when I am calling a function, I need to pass all the actual values for this parameters. If I have 3 parameters a, b, c, then I need to pass 3 values, as because they are required. It is essential. I need to pass the parameters. How many parameters are there in a function definition? If it is 2, I need to pass 2 values. If it is 1, I need to pass 1 value in function call. So in this example, as you can see, I have a add function with 2 parameters. I am adding it, and in a function call I am passing 2 actual values, 3, 5. So 3, 5, there are 2 required values for this 2 parameters. If I am passing only 1 parameter, it will flash me an error message, missing 1 required positional argument. So required arguments are nothing but mandatory ones. If in a function I have 4 parameters, I need to pass 4 actual values. Okay. The next is variable length arguments. Variable length arguments. In this type of arguments, I don't have to worry about how many number of parameters I have to use. It can be 1, 2, 3, 4, and I don't have to specify it in the function definition. Like in earlier examples we have seen, I have 2 parameters, 3 parameters that are fixed, right? So this type of arguments are helpful when we don't know about how many number of parameters I will be using in the function definition. So for this, I have 2 arguments that are non-keyword arguments. It will be used using asterisk. Keyword arguments, for defining keyword arguments, I will be using double asterisk. Okay. So the first one is sum underscore all asterisk numbers. So here I am not writing the fixed variables, how many variables sum I want, right? It can be 2, 3, 4, more than that, right? So return sum, I am passing numbers as a parameters. So now if I am calling the function sum all and I am passing 15 values, I will get the output. If I am passing only 4 values, I will again get the output. So that is what a variable length argument is. The next one is using keyword arguments. So when I am using keyword arguments, I need to give the name of parameters and the values. So in this, I have a for loop so that I can iterate, as because it is key value pair. Keyword arguments means I am writing parameter name equal to the value. So if I am passing age equal to 30, name equal to Alice, city equal to NYC, hobby equal to dancing, this parameter age will be considered as a key. That is a key, and this is the value. So we will get the output like this: age equal to 30, name, city and hobby. Okay. Next is keyword only parameters. So keyword only parameters means I have to use only the keywords to call the function. Without using keyword, that is nothing but your parameter, name of argument, I cannot call the function. I have to use the keyword only and pass the value. So in this example, as you can see, I have a function order pizza. This is a variable size. Okay, so this you can see, say it is a required argument. I need to pass it. When I need to use keyword only parameters, I have to use asterisk, and then these are the keywords, that means your parameters, and I am giving values over here. Okay, so when I am calling a function order pizza, this medium value will go for size, crust equal to stuff, extra cheese equal to true. So I have changed the value of these parameters by using the keyword, that is nothing but the parameters. Okay, so now we will see how actually we can execute this all programs with some variations in the input. Now the first one, as we have seen, right, default argument, the name is guest. I have given the default value. So if I am using default value as Sangeeta, okay, and I am passing this without value, so you can see the output, hello Sangeeta and hello Alice. If I am passing the parameters, this Alice will override this Sangeeta. So this is default argument in which I am passing default value to this name parameter. The next one is keyword arguments. So as we have discussed, in keyword arguments we don't have to worry about the sequence, right? So if I am writing this age 25, name and college, but the sequence of parameter is college, name and age. Okay, so now if I am executing this, I'll still get the output VP, the college name VP, name Bob, age 25. So the sequence does not matter. Now if I'm again changing the sequence, if I'm changing the sequence again for this, name, college, comma, age, okay, still it will give me the output, as because I am writing the name of a parameter, that is a keyword, and I am giving the value. So the sequence does not matter. I can write the parameters in any sequence. The next one is required arguments. So in this I have two values. I have passed two values. I will get the output. So if I am passing only one value, with one value, do I will get the output? No, right? It will flash you an error message. Okay, that means if a function is having three parameters, I need to pass three values. Why? Because it is required. Okay, now the next one is variable length. Variable length, when I don't know how many parameters I need to pass, right? So in this case you can see the output as 10. If I am passing 5, 6, 7 values, it will give me output 28, right? If I am passing 15 values, it is giving me value as 120. So variable length, I haven't defined the parameters over here, 7 parameters or 15 parameters. When I am calling a function, that time I am deciding how many actual values I need to pass. The next one is keyword only. Keyword, using keyword only. Now I don't know how many parameters I want to use, right? So I will use this variable length, as because this is key value. So in this you can see I have one parameter age, name, city and hobby. So when I am executing this, you can see the output. Okay, now if I have only 3 parameters, then also I will get the output, right? So that is variable length. If I have only 2 parameters, then also I will get the output. Okay, now if I have only 1 parameter, then also I will get the output. Okay, so while calling a function, I can write any number of keywords along with the value. So this is a key and this is the value. Now the last one is keyword only parameter. In keyword only parameter, we define the keyword only parameters after this asterisk. Okay, now we have seen this output of this large crust stuff extra cheese true. Okay, so when I am not using the keyword only arguments, we'll see the output. So the output for this will be thin and extra cheese is false. Okay, but when I am just writing down the name of the keyword only, it will flash you an error message. Why? Because mandatory is I need to pass the keyword and give the value. Either you can just write only the required parameters and the rest of the values it will be taken as by default. If I want to change the value of this keyword only, I need to write this keyword and then value, keyword and the value. So if I am executing this statement, I'll get the output, right? So this is a second example. If I have one more parameter, so this price and size are required parameters. So I have this 100 as price, large as size. So now crust is thin, extra cheese is false. So in this, if I am passing all the values, I'll get the output. As because I am using the keyword, see, I can change the sequence. Okay, so if I am not using this, it will flash me an error message, right? So that is keyword only parameters. So that's it for today's video. Thanks for watching and see you in the next one.